Alright everyone, here we are with our summary report. We're going to go through mission real quick. We are playing Show of Force out of the GT mission pack. It does have 4 objectives, 1 in each deployment zone, and then 2 in the center there. It is a take and hold. 5 points for holding 1, another 5 points for holding 2, and if you hold more than your opponent, it is another 5 points. What secondaries did you pick, Derek?
Well, so engage all fronts because I got a lot of guys and they cover a lot of space. We did While We Stand, We Fight, and then Assassinate.
And which ones are your While We Stands?
Oh, so as far as that goes, it's going to be the 2 boy units because they're big. Mm-hmm. And then, oddly enough, the Def Copters are number 2.
And those are in reserve?
And these are in reserve here. Okay. So as far as my reserves are concerned, we have a unit of 3 Def Copters. We have the 1 of the Def Dread. Starting from this, working over, we've got a big old boy unit. Now, there's oddly enough a few Shoot-A-Boys in there. Not a lot. And then, of course, we do have some Tank Busta kind of in there, here and there. We also have a Weird Boy right there, square base Weird Boy. We have an old Def Dread right there. Our War Boss is kind of a little lagging behind there. And then, of course, another very large 30-man boy unit with, of course, some shooters and then mostly sluggers.
Okay, as far as my secondaries, I have done While We Stand, We Fight, which is going to be, oddly enough, both troop units, so the Custodian Guard and the Sagittarium, as well as the Alaris Custodians. I have Raise the Banners as well, and then I'm actually doing the mission secondary, which is the Minimize Losses. Basically, you take up all the number of units you have in your army. That's your number of strength. If you have 75% of your strength left or more, you get 15 points at the end of the game. Between 50 and 75, you get 10 points. Between 25 and 50, you get 5 points. If you do split anything up, it does add another 2 to your strength. And then that's all my secondaries. As far as deployment goes, I don't have anything in reserves. If you start over here, our Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought is hanging out over here. We have our Custodian Guard Squad, again, 3 swordboard and 1 spear. Our Sagittarium are sitting here in the middle on this objective. Our Alaris Terminator Captain sitting back here behind this obscuring piece of terrain. And then our Terminators inside here. And I think the only thing we have left to do is the roll-off.
Let's do it.
What do you want? Let's go over here.
Yes,
man.
sir.
I don't think I've won a single roll-off in the last 5 games I've played.
Well, don't worry. You won last game, so...
the Orks looking for a little bit of revenge. Stick around, and we'll be back.
All right, so turn 1 of Orks. I'm really glad I went first this time. And I really kind of covered a good chunk of the board, really. So, of course, we're speed freaks, so that's extra 1 to movement and an extra 1 to advances. And we maxed out the advances with both of the Orks. So, as far as my movement goes, moved up maximum, maxed out the advance.
Yeah, they moved like 13 inches that whole turn.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane.
Both units.
So, and as far as I got my Weird Boy sitting back there, kind of holding that objective, just barely on the edge there. He tried to do a jump on the psychic phase. However, of course, the strat that it costs 1 CP.
I did Fortress of Willpower, and I rolled a 6, and I denied it.
Yeah, 4+, and it just denies any sort of test. I rolled real nicely, too. But anyway, we also had a very tiny bit of scattered shooting that did absolutely nothing. And then he barely got to move. But that's okay. The boys are up there. They're moving. And I feel it's a very successful turn.
Yeah, you're still within 3 on that one?
Yep.
So now you've got 2 objectives now, so... technically, you're holding that one too. I think you're in 3 inches.
But I hope I am.
My whole army's OBSEC.
I hope I am.
If I'm more than
I don't know. It's going to be close if that one. I never even thought about that one. I'm trying to keep them all tight because the War Boss and the Jump. I have a lot of aura things going on. So, yeah, that's turn 1. Let's get shot up.
End of my turn 1, and it was disgusting.
That was
I
rough.
must say.
That was rough.
I did not raise the banner. mostly because I forgot, but we're going to pretend like it's because I wanted to get rid of one of his units. So,
he did.
What happened? Yeah, I wiped out in the shooting phase. Basically, everybody moved up. And the Guardians over there didn't advance to take that objective because I couldn't let him hold more than me because he'd get 15 points. So I got that objective. And then in the shooting phase, the Terminators, the Warlord, in combination between the Terminators, Warlord, Sagittarium, and then the Dreadnought, I wiped out an entire unit of 30 boys.
Yeah.
Then I got into in the charge phase. The Terminators pushed in. The Warlord failed, but I was still within 1 inch or 6 inches of the Warlord. So I got to reroll all my ones, and I got the Dreadhost trait of All-Seeing Annihilator activated. So the 12 hits I got here actually turned into 16 hits, and so I was able to get rid of 17 of his guys in combat here. He did whittle down one of my Terminators to 1 in an Overwatch, and then finished him off in the shooting phase. But I did end up spending 3 CP that whole turn. So.
But as far as the amount of guys he took out in one turn, this is it right here. These are all the boys he took out in one shooting turn. Well, not just shooting, I guess. One was the one entire shooting, which it really was lucky. Or he wasn't lucky. You got it right on the nose as far as that goes. It was really good that you actually didn't raise the banner.
Yeah, I did, because I did spend 1 CP to do superior fire patterns, which allowed the Terminators to fire twice. So that's what it was. Yeah, nasty so far. We'll be back for end of Derrick's turn 2.
Let's do it. All right, so that was a productive turn number 2 after he ravaged one of my boy units and then kind of half ravaged, and luckily just a little over half, the other boy unit over here. We popped the strat, Unstoppable Green Tide, and we really didn't move him far. We just kind of bumped him back here, and I had a lot of deciding to do. So he was evenly screened out wonderfully, where I could barely get anywhere. And so what I ended up doing was putting a Def Dread here. There's another Def Dread here already, and using I didn't even need it, but his reroll aura, I rolled fantastically and just wrapped around this Terminator unit right here, wiping him out pretty nicely. Now, of course, we did have one little bit of failure as far as that goes, and we popped him over there, screened out wonderfully. That's as close as I could have gotten over there. And no, we did fail. Even using a reroll, we failed. Couldn't get in to do some combat. But at least we killed something, and when you're Orks, that does feel good. So yeah, we're still holding 2 objectives here. We do have the mage right here, holding the fort down on that one there. But yeah, that's pretty much my turn, just crumping some heads.
All right, here we are, end of my turn 2. I once again forgot to raise a banner, but that's okay. Held 2 points, held 2 objectives, so I did get 10 points there, so we're even.
Yeah.
The guard came out a little bit to do some shooting against the weird boy in there. Derrick, like a boss, rolled all his saves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been dead. Came over here. The Achilles Dreadnought, which moved over this way, shot and killed 2 of the copters. And then our Sagittarium put just their 1 profile into the boys over here, killed 9 of them. The Warlord wasn't able to do anything because he tried to shoot a Dreadnought, or he tried to shoot a copter, wasn't able to get anything through. Then we came over here in combat, and my Achilles Dreadnought, plowed through that last copter, and then did a little consolidate that way.
I feel a lot better about that turn, you know? You only killed some boys, killed a copter, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
We're both down to...
And we're not doing secondary, so we're just slugging it out on...
Yeah, no secondary just yet.
It's all right.
Derrick has denied me 5 of my While We Stand points, but I have denied him 10 of his.
Yeah.
So...
And if I would just move him just a little bit over, he would be scoring some points, but it's all right. It's fine. I wasn't expecting to live through that, so...
I wasn't either. But that's it. We'll be back for Derrick's turn 3.
All right, so as far as the Orks' turn 3, very productive. We did some moving, and so I was kind of debating on which direction to go, so we're going to finish it off here. We're going to actually break our gentlemanly agreement to not score any secondary points. And I went and killed his warlord with the 2 dreadnoughts here. Moved boys up into these guys right there. And those guys are real tough, so we're just sitting there getting slogged on right there. As far as the dreadnoughts, which are standing back to back because it's the only way they can, this one does have 3 wounds on it, which was done by his warlord there. This one is untouched there. I left my warlord over here doing nothing, and then this guy is basically holding the counter over here barely.
Yeah, Derrick. So he attacked. He charged in with both dreadnoughts. My warlord attacked with 1, and then I did Indomitable Guardians, and so my warlord could do an attack back, and that's where the 3 wounds came from. On that. But he completely whiffed his wound rolls. Only hit 1, so but that's okay. And then I was able to shave off. Derrick shaved off, out of all of his boys here, shaved off 1 wound off of one of my Sagittarium, and I killed 10 of his guys from attacks. So, but it's still pretty much even. Technically, you're ahead of me right now because you got your you'll get your assassinate points there. So, we'll see what happens at the end. All right, here we are. End of my turn 2, 3. Yeah, end of my turn 3. I didn't move at all. There's really no reason to because I need to hold the objectives. My dreadnought shot the Achilles, shot his damaged dreadnought in smithereens. It died, did not blow up. Then he charged to the other dreadnought and unfortunately destroyed him. So that didn't blow up either. He got to attack me first. Did 1 more wound to one of my Sagittariums. So the unit's still at full strength. I killed another 10 of his. Unfortunately, it did leave 1 left. So he does have 1 boy left there. Other than that, I got 10 points. Another 10 points. So technically, we're even at 30-30. Derrick did get the assassinate points. So if you count that, it's 33-30. But I have denied him almost all of his while he stands. I got to kill this last guy.
We have three orcs on the board.
Yeah.
That's what I do. We have 3 orcs at turn 4.
So we'll be back for the end of Derrick's turn 4.
Turn 4 for the orcs here. And so we have 3 little orcs on the board, or I guess 2 big ones and kind of 1 small one. And so really what we're doing here is trying to just score some points at the end of the game. So what I did was move up my my weird boy here, and my guy over here fell back and ran back as far as he could. He jumped him over here, just a little bit out of his pistol range there, blocking also line of sight here. So we never know. We might actually have this guy in the end survive. Of course, Warboss hiding behind the all this stuff right here, which is very un-orky. I should get negative victory points for that. But yeah, so that's what we did.
You're up to 40.
I'm not proud. I'm not proud of it.
You're up to 43 points now. You're still you're still at 43 points.
Oh no, we're scoring points.
Yeah,
so yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing all right.
Alrighty, guys. I have unfortunately tabled the orcs here.
The 3 orcs on the table. He did kill.
I never want to do that. But honestly, I didn't think that was going to happen. But either way, we tabled everybody. So I got 10 points at the beginning of my turn. So it's right now 43-40. We're going to score up turn 5, and then we'll be back with an actual in-game summary. So, all right, guys, here we are, end of the game. It was a Custodes victory. As far as the points actually go, the game ended up 77-43, including paint. Again, I tabled Derrick at the end of turn 4, and just to see if I could do it, I stretched these Custodes out to get both of those objectives. I hold all 4 of them because I was able to kill everything, right? And I did 2 banners at the end. So I scored 22 points on my secondaries, and then, the rest obviously came from primary. How'd you end up? How did you feel?
Well, so as far as the last, it did kind of steamroll at the end. But, as far as my MVP, I would say it's always the boys. The boys tend to work. However, if you're fighting Custodes, you need to have dreadnoughts. I can imagine that the Defcopters could have actually been more successful, but they didn't make the charge, so that kind of just wiped them off the table right there. But they did assassinate the Warlord and probably could have performed a little bit better past that. But I think they paid for themselves easily.
Yeah, the dreadnoughts were good.
What was your MVP?
Sagittarium, hands down. First time I got to use them, I got them because just talking with CJ, bouncing ideas back and forth, we knew how good they were. They get to shoot both firearms. Their guns are good. Yeah, I mean, 100%.
Yeah, and of course against orcs, you know,
Yeah,
big shooty, a lot of throwing lead down range.
If you notice, we did a 500-point Orcs vs. Custodes game. We've now done 1,000.
And if you haven't checked that out, please check that out. That was an early video, so don't judge us too much.
You'll see us come back for a 1,500-point game at some point to hopefully let the Orcs get some revenge.
And I think I might have my codex by then,
Yeah.
so I think I might pull ahead.
Yeah. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit that like button. It helps us out a lot. We appreciate all the compliments and everything. Anything else?
I'm coming back for you.
All right.
1,500.
See you in the next one.